Ooh, that could have been bad. Ooh. Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed that clip of me mountain biking. I went to Amelia Earhart Park this weekend. I think I went Friday I went Friday. Went with my cousin who came from Orlando. He wanted to check out the mountain biking scene because I went up to Orlando and I went to Mount Dora, for those of you who do know. Great mountain biking trails that they have there, so he wanted to check out the scenes here because they are slightly different. They're more technical here, they're more man-made here versus in Orlando. They have more hilly surfaces, so they're able to go up and down. Besides the point, I went with my cousin who came down from Orlando. I went with my cousin who lives here in Miami, and I went with a good friend of mine. His name is Kenny, that lives here in Miami as well. We went mountain biking in Amelia for about an hour or so, and unfortunately we got rained on, which is a bummer because I could have gotten footage of us in the rain, but I had my GoPro and I didn't know much about my GoPro, so I didn't think it was waterproof, but it is, and I completely regretted not being able to record that. But nonetheless, I have footage of like us going through the trail and like realizing it's about to just rain on us, so I'm gonna put that at the end of the video. So today, what today's video is going to be is why I decided to choose medicine. So you guys know that I'm currently trying to apply to medical school, currently want to go to medical school, whether it's a D or MD, doesn't really matter to me. And I want to give you guys a reason as to why I want to go. So, and this is something I wrote in my personal statement. This is something that I've told to many people, but I think it's always a good thing to always express to people why I want to do medicine. If you know me personally, you know that I love helping people. I just love helping people in general. It doesn't have to be medicine, doesn't have to be things that I know. I just like helping people out because I get a good sense of gratitude from helping somebody out, and I also like when they feel good about accomplishing something. So I absolutely love helping people. I'm always the first person to offer to help. I always am willing to help because not only do I get to help someone, I get to learn things along the way too. Like I like to learn about myself. I get to learn about the thing that I'm helping them with if I don't know about it, and if I do know about it, it kind of helps me get better at those type of things. So one of my main motivators to why I want to go to med school is because my grandfather was a physician in Sri Lanka, and he was a very well-known physician, and a lot of people respected him. But the reason why they did is because it wasn't because he was a good doctor. It was because he was a selfless doctor. And so he would give a lot of his time to other people who couldn't reach medical care or couldn't afford medical care. So he would always be willing to help people, which I think I get that characteristic from him. Unfortunately, I've never been able to personally get to know my grandfather. He passed away when I was about 7, so I was a little too young to really talk to him, get to know him and stuff like that. But my grandmother would tell me stories about him, and one of the most important stories, again, that I mentioned in my personal statement is the fact that he was at a village one time and a little girl had fallen into a well, and they had called him because they know he was in the village and she had drowned. So they called him, told him to come, and as soon as he got there, he began doing CPR. By the time the girl had fallen to the well, drowned, and he had gotten to her, it was about 3 minutes, and as he was doing CPR, he did it for about 5 minutes. And the family of the girl had arrived, and they had wanted him to stop CPR because of the fact that at this point it was almost like violating her body, disrespecting her and stuff like that. So he continued to do it nonetheless because he was very persistent. It got to the point where the family, the father of the daughter, was trying to basically rip him off of her body as he was trying to do CPR, and with the last second effort, he gave one more thrust, and finally she coughed up all the water and began to breathe. Everybody was amazed. My grandmother was saying that everybody was just shocked. It was just a weird feeling in the air, oh my god, this actually happened. But he got up, he smiled, and he went along his way as if it was a completely normal thing. And that story stuck to me so much because even though he had people telling him to stop, even though he had people doubting him, even though the circumstances looked like they weren't good, he continued anyways. He really kept going and kept going until he got what he wanted, and he was being able to save a life. And that story has always stuck with me for a very long time, because I am that type of person. I have that type of persistence where if I want something, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna be persistent about it. Another main reason why, and this is more recently, I want to be a doctor, is because my grandmother, who would tell me these stories, she unfortunately had an accident which fractured her skull, and she ended up having a hemorrhage in her brain, and it caused a severe cerebral ischemic stroke. Another reason why I wrote a paper on it, which I'll talk about in another vlog. The level of care and the amount of care that she got in the hospital wasn't as good as it should have been, and it ended up leading to that stroke, which basically left her impaired, in the sense where the left side of her body is paralyzed and she can't speak, and she's like in and out of consciousness. And the reason why that motivates me to be a doctor is because I don't want to give my patients that level of care. I want to be very meticulous with every case that I get and every patient that I get as well. I want to practice medicine like my grandfather did, where he put his patient's needs in front of everything. And that's super important to me. That's very important to me, because I think above all else, as much as we love helping people, we need to make sure that they're comfortable as we're helping them. But besides that, it's also because, again, I love helping people and have a passion for helping people, and I really like seeing people succeed and be happy because of that. At the end of this, because I've done talking about why I want to go to med school, why I want to be a doctor, I'm going to add a few clips of mountain biking at Amelia, just a few short clips. And next time I will talk about what I am currently doing to apply to med school, like what my current process is. And then from there, I'm going to kind of break it down, each and every single thing that I have done, my failures, my accomplishments, and stuff like that, which each and every blog. So that way it can kind of motivates and helps those who want to consider being in medicine, or those who are kind of iffy about it, because I feel like a lot of people are on the fence about medicine because of the difficulty versus the action of being in medicine. And I think the action of being in medicine is very important, in the sense that you're really giving aid to people who need it. And a lot of people like that feeling, but a lot of people don't feel like they're ready for that commitment, as far as the years of med school to come, the time studying, the amount of hard work that it takes. And I think, some people need that motivation and push. And, I'm here to help. I'm here to give that push. I'm here to motivate people. And so if you guys have any questions, any concerns, anything that's related to wanting to do medicine, or what I should do to better myself as an applicant, etc., you could leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe, and if you guys want, you guys could also shoot me a DM on Instagram, which I will link below in the video too. And I hope you guys enjoy. We cut through. So that's it's a good friend of mine, Kenny, screaming out the cult. I'm usually doing that, but kind of in the lead right now. So, but essentially right now what you're seeing are like easy trails, beginner trails, because we cut through 65% of the park. Because it looks like it's about to rain, and that part is also extremely advanced, and I don't think one of my cousins that's with us can do it. I don't even think Kenny and Ashwin are ready for that, which is fine. I think we should do it next time, just full send it, but it's fine. This is more of like riding through beginner stuff, which, like I was saying before, if you think mountain biking is hard, it can be, but it could also be very easy and fun. Although I wouldn't classify this as fun, because it's just riding around. Oh, it's really gonna rain on us, huh? Oh, it really does feel like it's gonna rain on us.